Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesdays at 2. It's December, and it's kind of crazy for everybody right now, but we thought it'd be kind of fun to do a little trunk show today just to give you some ideas for your sewing, whether it's for Christmas gifts or the sewing over the winter time when we're all have a little extra time, at least those of us who live in the wintry, snowy areas. We like to hunker down in the winter and do some sewing projects. So, along that line, I just thought we'd go through some of our favorites and some of our fabrics that go with them. So, I'm going to start with telling you I'm Janet Prey. I don't think I even said that. So, I'm Janet Prey. This is Islander Sewing Systems, and it's Tuesdays at 2. So, let me start with Jacket Express. So, Jacket Express has been a very popular pattern for us. It's a very simple, it can be made in denim, so it's really cute as a denim jacket. This is a linen cotton blend, which makes a nice spring weight jacket. It's got a lovely yoke in the back. A lot of top stitching. You can do in contrasting thread if you like or not. Um, We've got these inset pockets here at the top and welt pockets at the side. And the directions for this are phenomenal. Everything's illustrated and everything is step by step. But even better than that, you can go to craftsy.com, and this is one of my classes on Craftsy. I have 5 of them. This one is, oh, what was the name of this one? Islander Sewing. Oh, Garment Industry Secrets, I think. So Better, So Faster, Garment Industry Secrets. I believe that's this one, but you'll see the jacket. And in that video, and they do beautiful job with their videography. I go every single step. You see every step and how it's done. So there's no guesswork. But anyways, this is a fun jacket. It works for just about anybody. It's got a nice curved hem, and the front's a little bit longer because it doesn't have darts. So the front has been designed to be the dart. In other words, it will hang level when you wear it, but it hangs longer when it's on the hanger. So it's a nice little trick in that pattern. But a fun pattern. It can be made up in a lot of different fabrics, linen, cotton. And we've got one in our stash that I think is beautiful. I think this would make up very nicely. I'm going to get it up closer so you can see it well, Brenda. And but this is a nice medium weight canvas. It's a cotton, so it's going to wash well. It's going to wear well, and it'll go with anything. It's gray, black, and an off white. So you could jazz this up by wearing a bright colored tee underneath it, or you could just wear it with off white and black and do that kind of a look. But I love this fabric, and that would be great in that jacket. Okay.
Joni is asking
Mm-hmm.
if it's possible to put a collar stand in.
Okay, Joni's asking, is it possible to put a collar stand in here? I think that would be perfectly fine. You're going to have to probably redraft your collar because this collar is going to be way too big. Plus, you'll have to draft the collar stand in the collar. The collar stand fits the neckline, and the collar fits the stand short of about an inch at each end. So, if you know how to do that, you absolutely can add the collar stand if you like. Okay. Any other questions? All right. So, in outerwear. All right. This was one of my, I think maybe my third class on Craftsy. And this is a motorcycle style jacket. And this is a great class to take too. This is So Better, So Faster, Smart Construction, I do believe, on Craftsy. But what you're going to learn here is how to put in all these zippers, and we have a lot of them, and we put them all in without any pins or basting, because all of this is done Islander construction, and you know we don't use pins or basting because we don't need to. We have excellent looking garments without it, and you can too. You just need to learn a few of the techniques. But anyway, we teach you how to put those zippers in. We even teach you how to take a zipper and customize it, because as you can see, this side of the zipper is a lot shorter than the other side. So we teach you how to do that. And we even give you the details on where to get some of these beautiful zippers, because these are, what are these? Riri. And the place that we get them, you can choose the color of the teeth. You can choose the style of the pull. So it's kind of fun. And we give you all those details. So here, for instance, I hope that you're still hearing me. I know I'm walking around. So let me know, people, if I'm going in and out. All right, here's one. And this one has these beautiful Riri zippers and just an interesting, almost a teardrop shaped pull that I chose for this one. And these are bright silver. And what we did with this is the or the Motor City Express as well. And what we did was we put a lace overlay and turned this into a skirt and jacket set. But again, you're going to learn how to do those zippers as well as where to find those great zippers. And again, that's the Motor City Express pattern. And it is on Craftsy as a class. So Better, So Faster, Smart Construction. This one also, I want to point out, is completely lined. So it's a fully lined jacket. And we show you how to bag this lining. So there is no hand stitching at all. Not even the final step is there any hand stitching. So that's really fun to learn that, and you can take that technique and use it in a lot of other garments as well. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm just going to show you quick. I'm not sure you can see from there, but it says Motor City Express, and it has a motorcycle track across here. So I played with a little silk screening and created my own lining for this one, which was kind of fun. I've got one more that I think is real fun. And this one is a denim, but it's a tie-dye denim. And I had so much fun with this one. I actually bought the fabric at an expo many years ago. But look at this, the way that you cut it, you can just have so much fun. And now it's a very special custom garment because it's been cut specifically to show off the print of the fabric. So that again is the Motor City Express. All right. If you have any questions, just sing out and Brenda will relay them to me. Now this is Cape Easy, the Easy Cape. Excuse me, the Easy Cape. There's the pattern envelope. And this is one that we have done a sew along. So everything that goes into this cape is step by step done on video in the playlists on our YouTube channel. So this one we did out of a windproof Polar Tech. So this was by the Polar Fleece Company. And it's not lined, but because it's this windproof stuff, it has a backing. But the whole pattern is just a full cape, no set-in sleeve, just a seam across the top. It's hemmed all the way around, and we show you how to easily add these cuffs, and you can add a collar or a hood. So you have a couple of options. But this is a fast make and a great little gift for Christmas for your mother-in-law, your sister, someone who might like that kind of a garment. I think I have a couple more here. Yes, here's one more, I guess. This one, we made several. We made them for Michigan State, for University of Michigan, and then I made this lion's motif. And I'm sure you recognize this polar fleece that you can purchase at your local box store, fabric store. In Michigan, we go to Joann Fabrics. They have all the licensed polar fleece. So this is a fast, uh, quick gift to give to somebody, maybe a college student, and you make it in their school print or whatever. We happen to be really big fans of the Lions in Michigan. I've always been a fan, but this year they're doing fantastic. So it's pretty exciting. I can't wait to wear this. All right. So staying a little bit in the outerwear world, we'll talk about the Baja real quick. This thing does not move easily. Okay. So the Baja, and if you're a regular, okay, now I brought the pattern in here. Oh, here it is. This is a really, really fun and simple garment to make. So we suggest making these, especially if you've got a teenager on your list or a college student, because they're just a simple pullover garment, fast to make. They've got the basic look of today's ready to wear. And if you're teaching a young person how to sew, this is a great project because it's something they will wear. You let them pick out the fabric that is their thing, and they will enjoy making it and they will enjoy wearing it. So if you want to get them hooked on sewing, this might be a great project. It's called the Baja, but I want to show you some fabrics we have that turn it into more of an ethnic look. So here's one. We have several. Let's see. Here's another stripe. I'm just going to hold those up. I got this one. I'm not going to be able to hold it up long. But this one's really cool. And all this in design, it's not printed. Oops. Hello. So that's kind of cool. And then we have the Dobby. There's only enough left for a couple of kits, but this is in our Baja kit. And this stuff is just gorgeous. And you can enlarge it on the website and see that beautiful twill weave. It's just fabulous. Not twill, excuse me, chevron. Okay, and then keeping with the Baja, and we've got, I don't remember if it was Cassie, but we have somebody in our group that's made quite a few Bajas. They found, well, Brenda would be one. Brenda has even miniaturized it for smaller people in her family. All right, so here's another. This was done with a sweater knit, and it has a lined hood, but we copied, I think that garment was $750. And it looked very similar fabric to this, and a very similar design garment. I'm not sure which brand it was. It was a designer brand. But, we tried to emulate it. We did a little bias plaid trim around the inside of the neck. We played with the sweater print a little bit. But yeah, $750 garment for $50. Not too bad. And then when we did a fashion show one time in Las Vegas, we turned the Baja in to a beach cover up. This is a pleated silk, and I put a fancy little trim with some sparkle in it. We'll slit up the side. So all this is the Baja lengthened and no front pocket. And it makes a great beach cover up. Okay, so that's the Baja.
Mary says, isn't the Baja a sew along?
The Baja, I believe, is a sew along. Is it, Brenda?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is. Hmm.
Check.
Yep. But we've got in the kit, I showed you some of these striped fabrics, these real more ethnic looking, and the Dobby. Those are all available as a kit. So you could get the Baja at all the needed ingredients at a discount of about 20%. We discount our kits. But if you saw the newsletter today, $100 purchase this week is 20% off. 200 is 30. Am I right? 100 is 20.
No, 20, 30, 40.
Yeah. Anyway, if you got the newsletter, you'll see the more you spend, the better discount you get. So, if you've been planning on purchasing anything or you want to get ready for that winter sewing projects, this would be a good time to take advantage of that.
This is so long.
Baja is a sew along. They have confirmed that for us. We've done so many, honestly, it's hard to remember sometimes. Or what's really funny is we'll say, oh, yeah, I think we did that about 6 months ago. And we go looking and we find it was 3 years ago because it all runs together after a while. And we've been doing live programs since 2017. So it's easy for it to run together after that many years. All right, so let's talk about shirts. Because I love a shirt. I love to make shirts. That's where I kind of got started in my pattern making was men's shirts. And so we've got women's and men's shirt patterns and they're in kits. So this one is a woman's shirt and it is the everybody's shirt. And what's really cool about this shirt is the way that it helps define your shape. There's a nice long darts in the front. And in the back, we have this yoke. And then we have not darts, but actually inset piece here. So all of this allows you to let it in or let it out at the waist. Same with the bust, so that you have a defined shape, no matter what size you are. You still want to define your shape as best you can. And so you could do that whenever there's that much shaping in a pattern. So this one is great, and there's lots of beautiful fabrics. As a matter of fact, this is the one we just created the Supreme collection for, and we got a bunch of new shirtings. Let me grab that collection and just show you real quick. Okay, so this collection is our newest, and they're just really clean and sharp and classic. The we have a lot of shirt patterns, and shirt patterns are generally a classic item. So making it in a classic fabric means that that shirt will always be in your wardrobe as long as it stays intact and we don't spill wine on it. But anyways, this is a beautiful white. I believe this is a poplin, and it just has that simple navy stripe through it. I love that look. This is a pretty shirting here, and it's got some nice fine stripes in it. The interesting thing when you buy shirting as opposed to printed fabric, shirting fabric looks the same on the front as the back or almost identical because these are woven threads. There's red threads woven in here, blue threads, and white threads. And it takes more time, but it creates a better fabric. The fabric is always nice and on grain. You can use the stripes when you cut it out. I just use the stripes as my grain line. Fast and easy, but you can count on it because it's woven. So the stripe is the straight of the grain. If it was printed, no, you can't do that. All right, here's another one that is actually, and I don't know if you'll be able to Probably have to zoom in a little bit, Brenda, because this one is a plaid in a way. Yeah, you can enlarge it on the website, but there are threads going horizontally and vertically that create a pattern. But it's one of those really nice, subtle patterns. And it's one of the things I really like about high quality men's shirts is that a lot of the fabric, you don't realize how special it is until you get up close to it. And then you see the shine on it and you see the fine threads and you see that has a special weave structure to it. Okay, here's one that is a twill weave. And this is beautiful. It's got a really nice, you probably can even see it's got a nice sheen to it. Just a nice, almost matte sheen, but it's just beautiful. And it is a twill weave. Twill weaves always allow the fabric to give a little bit more. That's why denim, what we wear our blue jeans, is a twill weave so that it will give a little bit. Of course, that was before they put all that stretch in it. And then there's one more in that collection. And all of these are in the Supreme Everybody's Shirt collection. And this one, I think, I don't know if we've even, I think we sold one piece of this so far because you cannot see on the website how beautiful this is. It almost just looks flat. And this is beautiful because the stripes, it's almost like a white and an off-white, but really what it is a dull white and a shiny white. So the stripes kind of sit on top. So it is a beautiful, fine, delicate look once you get up close, and it makes such a classic shirt. That classic white shirt would be perfect out of that. We also have the solid white premium shirting. That's really great for white shirts. But this will make a real special shirt, men or women's. It's all coming to you, Brenda. Okay, so that's the collection for the everybody's kits, but it's also available by the yard. So if you already have a shirt pattern you like, or you want to make that fabric into a different shirt, it's still available by the yard. Okay, this is one of our most popular, and this is the Islander shirt. The Islander shirt is that resort shirt. It was very similar to a Tommy Bahama. And the reason I say that is because I always loved the Tommy Bahamas. And I would buy them for my husband, maybe one a year, because they're pretty pricey. And I loved his fabrics as well. Well, then this is many years ago when I was first making shirts. So I bought a pattern. This before I was a pattern maker at one of the major companies. And when he put the shirt on, the whole front of it hiked up was shorter in the front than it was in the back. But I cut it right and I stitched it right. But a man has a very full chest. And so that is going to hike the shirt up just a little bit in a short shirt like this that is being and obvious because it's straight across. So I took a look and what Tommy Bahama did, I did, and that is we lengthened the front of the shirt a little bit at an angle. So when you put it on, it hangs straight, just like the Jacket Express, same thing. It hangs straight when you're wearing it. But if you don't do that when you wear it, it's going to hike up like that. And you've seen that look, I know you have. Okay, so with that shirt, we have a lot of beautiful lawns. Let me see if I had brought any of those out. I don't think so. Um, but we have the classic Hawaiian shirt look lawns. And then we have some very geometric, we've got floral, lots of different options. And you'll find those in the kits for the Islander shirt under the Islander shirt with the lawn fabrics or the shirting fabrics under lawn. You'll find it. The lawn, if you're not familiar with it, is specifically made for warm weather because lawn is a very tightly woven but very fine thread. So, and it's 100% cotton, so it breathes. So people in Pakistan were some of the first people to use lawn, and and very good reason. They wear a lot of clothes, and it's hot. And they moved over to lawn many years ago, and it became very popular in that type of climate. Now we use it to go to the Bahamas or Hawaii or Florida. If you live in Florida, you might want to have several lawn shirts. It's pretty humid there. So that is, it's got a very simple pocket, but in the directions, this a sew along too, isn't it? This is a sew along too on our,
So is everybody.
yeah, this one is also a sew along. So both of these, you could watch me sew them on our YouTube channel. Just look in the playlist for everybody's shirt or the Islander shirt. But I'm going to show you, this has got a rounded bottom of the pocket. And I show you how to do that with a technique called crimping, where you don't have to spend a lot of time and you get a really nice rounded pocket. All right, this guy is our hanging out. Oops, put him right under the carpet. It's the only one I don't have on rollers. Okay, so this is hanging out. And hanging out is a basic man's shirt, but it's cut shorter because of the trend of wearing them out. And in that pattern, I will give you the directions and how to determine what length, because every man's a different height, where you want that shirt to hit on that particular man so you know that he can wear it out and it doesn't look like a nightgown and it's not too short. So you get all those directions in here. The other thing about this shirt pattern compared to all my other men's shirt patterns, other than the Western, is that you can cut this placket on the bias. So you see how it gives that really interesting look by being able to cut this on the bias. We cut the pocket and the collar on the bias and the yoke. And this is one of those fabrics I was telling you about. The weave on this is incredible. It's not just a stripe. There is a pattern inside the stripe in multiple colors, but you don't see that beautiful work until you're up close. But that's what makes a really special shirt. So anyway, all of our men's shirts have got really good directions and lots of illustrations. The one that's the quickest to learn if you've never made a man's or woman's shirt before, and that is Shirt Makers Express. And it comes in men's and women's, and it's a class on Craftsy. It's so better, so faster shirt making, and it takes you everything to do with interfacing, what kind of fabric to buy, how to know it's good fabric, all the way through the entire construction of the shirts. And you could make either the men's or the women's from that. Now, if you made shirts before and you want a little bit of a challenge, this is a fun one. And Brenda worked really hard on this. This is mostly Brenda because it has, here, let's get it up a little bit closer so they can see. I don't have a sample because my husband took one and my grandson took another. They love this shirt. So, but take a look at the details in this shirt. You're going to see, well, sometimes it takes a minute. Is that good? All right. So you can see the pocket is trimmed, not with one piece, but with two across the top. I'm trying to think of what all is there because I can't see. The cuffs got the back at the yoke. There's a little, but it's all very subtle. It's a lot of fun to buy the fabrics to coordinate for this. So if you want a challenge, you're that kind of person who likes a little bit of a challenge and wants to make an extra special good shirt, that's the one I would choose. Okay, a lot of our shirts are in kits, and we do have a link on the website. It's up at the top. the menu called All Kits. So you can go and look at All Kits. But All Kits is going to be your best bargain with our sale right now because All Kits are already 20% off. So if you get another 20% on top of that, that's a pretty good deal. Um, all right, another shirt that is a real popular one for us, and that is uh shirt make easy shirt. Oh, I wanted to tell you too that Islander shirt, we have it in youth sizes. So we make father son, grandfather, grandson shirts to match. So that's kind of fun too. All right. So, easy shirt. What's cool about the easy shirt is I've incorporated most of the easiest techniques that you can apply to a shirt and have it look really nice, a ready to wear looking shirt. But you can make a dress shirt, a sports shirt, or a work shirt with a hood. So all three concepts are in the same pattern. So let's say that you're going to make a shirt for someone. You make them this shirt. Next week, you can make them one with the hood. You can make them a fancy dress shirt. You can make a simple sports shirt, all out of the same pattern. And once you've got a fit, then it's easy, right? You just go for it. All right, we carry some of the nicer knits, and we carry bamboo, a lot of bamboo and rayon knits. And we've got a couple of patterns. Oh, I didn't show you this gal either. Okay, let me bring her up. Oh, oh. Can you see that one okay from there? No? All right.
That's good.
All right, this is the Everybody's again, same as that shirt, only it's tunic length. So you get the tunic length shirt. You can make it with or without a collar, so you can have just the plain stand-up collar. Ready? Okay, so knits. Many of you, lots of people have made the 5 easy tees, which is what's underneath here. It's just a, oh no, that isn't. That's the other one, but it would look like this. 5 easy tees. So it gives you a couple of different, 3 or 4 different sleeves and one neckline, which is a nice woman's V-neck neckline. So this is a great pattern, easy to use. Is this a sew on? I don't think, is it?
I think so. Did we do the?
No, but we did this one in a sew along. We did this one. Okay, so then, and this is one of our, not bamboo, but rayon knits. This is Cardigan Express. So Cardigan Express we came out with about a year ago. And it comes in 3 different lengths. You can have a pocket or no pocket. The cool thing about this one is the construction is fast and easy. It's all raw edge, almost all raw edge. So the front is 3 pieces and they're shaped to accentuate the female shape, and they're just the serge finished and then top stitched on. And then the hem, you go all the way around the hem and up around the collar, turning it one time, top stitch it down. Nice little cuff. Another knit shirt that's been very popular for us. It is super easy because it's only 3 pieces, and it's called the Easy V. And it makes such a nice little pleats around the neck and comes down into a V, 3/4 length. It's simple and takes a yard and a half of knit. And it's a great for under blazers, jackets, sweaters, anything. It just looks really good on most anybody. It just gives you a nice flattering look, especially since it comes up high on the neck and then comes down around the face. Okay, so this is one of our artisan tees. And here is another artisan tee. And these are also in kits. Now the artisan tee and the cardigan are both sew-alongs as well. And you're going to see a lot of fun prints, polka dots, and solids for these garments. But these are really fun because they're asymmetrical hemlines and you can kind of play with it. And actually, there's a bonus video where I show you how to make it even longer and maybe less varied. So you have lots of options. The ones that come in the pattern, there's 3. And then I show you how to customize it to your own liking in the bonus video. And so that's a sew along, and that is also on YouTube. But these are just really fun fabrics, easy to work with. And I think I showed you most everything I wanted to, other than these other shirtings, which kind of get overlooked at our site. These are brushed. They're not flannel, but they're a brushed cotton. So they have that nice, soft feel and really nice classic plaids. I want that. Yes, right here. There's a solid brush too in the navy. And then these, yep. And these. Oops, I turned the speaker off for a minute. And then these 2. So these are beautiful, beautiful plaids or brushed cotton fabrics. And then these guys are good. These are twills. And there's 2 of these. And these make a nice classic shirt. They're not a heavy, but they're not a cool. So this is just like a midweight shirt that you would wear not with a jacket, but more of a sports shirt, but a dressier sports shirt, if that's a thing. Okay. Whew. I think that covered it. Everything I wanted to say, except for we do have some other capes. Other than the Easy Cape, there's also 3 other capes, but this is another good one for this time of year. And it is called Cape Super Express. And I had a man from France purchase this for himself the other day and write and ask a few specifics on what he might need to do to fit his frame. But it's just a fun little cape, and it's got pockets and just little slits for the arm, and you could make that with the hood or without the hood. So that's another fun outer garment for winter sewing.